Capital XTRA, Saturday afternoon, 4 till 7 p.m. It's your boy Robert Bruce in the building, homegrown, all things UK. And we have a special guest in the building right now. When I'm saying there's a lot of heritage sitting in front of me, there's a lot of history. This guy, I don't even know how to describe him. I'll say the coolest, the smoothest, the most suave. I'm talking about lyrics and style as well. It's Mercston in the building, everybody.
Respect, man. Aye, that intro was cold, though.
Yeah, you like that one, yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
How are you, man? What's going on?
I'm great, bro. I'm great, man. The album's out, so I'm just ecstatic. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a long time coming for album though.
It has. It's been like, what, 15 years or something like that?
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like, as I've said in every interview, like, we wasn't ready yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what we've dropped, no matter what people think sick, no matter what I think sick, I felt like this was the perfect time to give this body of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Okay, because when you look at the back catalogue, there's a lot of music there as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of music in the back catalogue.
Yeah.
So what wasn't ready?
I feel like if you listen to the album, there's like a fusion of genres. And I feel like it took a while to get to the level that I'm at in sealing the deal to say, yo, this is what we're going to give to the world. This is what we're going to package.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've just been training, bro. Like,
Okay.
So to call the album top tier and for no one to have a problem with me calling it top tier, this was the time.
This was the
You know
time.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you,
Literally.
man. Let's go right back to the beginning, though, because my introduction to Mercston is probably the movement time. So that's when I was a young G or whatever. I always see it now with how I see people on like the Instagram comments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We didn't have Instagram when it was our time, so it was just playground, word of mouth.
Yeah.
So you lot were the guys we were talking about when it comes to music, especially being from East as well.
Yeah.
When did music start for you?
It's weird because I used to listen to a lot of music, obviously, growing up. And then I started listening to like Roll Deep, Deja, and like, so Roll Deep on Rinse, Nasty on Deja, learning the lyrics from D-Double, the Wileys, the whoever else, going to school, spraying them back to back with my pals. And then it was like, you know what, if I can memorize all these people's lyrics, I probably could do my own little thing.
How old are you these times?
So these times, we're talking like 14, 15s, right? Then I think probably when I hit about 16, 17, I tried to pen a few things properly.
Yeah.
At first they was weak, obviously, do you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people that I grew up with, Rough Squad, like Stamina, God's Gift, whatever, they used to do a lot of radio shows and a lot of like youth clubs and whatever else. So I kind of like picked up and learned along the way. But I think that the first time I took music serious, I think was probably when I made Summertime, to be fair.
Oh, for real?
And I think I was about 17 at the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we're going back a lot of years.
A lot of years. And you was in East, born and raised?
Yeah, bro.
So you were sort of in the heart of everything. Who
in
was
the
around
heart of
you?
everything, bro. Like, so I started off in Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Wolfpack consisted of God's Gift, who was in Pay As You Go with Wiley and Maxwell D and Target and everyone. And All In One was in the crew. Stamina was in the crew. There was loads of us. There was a bag of us, bro. So it was like a lot of training days on all the pirate radio stations.
And this is the 60s?
This is like the 17s, the 18s,
Yeah.
kind of like picking up. But as I said, I felt that radio wasn't really my strong point, and I was like, you know what, man can make some rhythms, you know. Let me carve my own little lane, and the carving the lane, I felt like I brought the fun kind of like gallem styley to what people would consider as grime, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I say the coolest, because I always do know you for that sort of smooth sort of wave before it was the wave sort of thing.
Yeah, because if you think about how it started from, you've been following it for a long time, like, people dressed a certain way.
Yeah.
And generally the concepts of what people was coming out with were generally like kind of aggressive kind of type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But I just found my lane. I knew what could work for me.
Yeah.
It started working, literally.
Okay, so from that early, you knew that was sort of your style.
I knew that putting songs together was my strong point.
Yeah.
Just going to the studio and perfecting my craft, that was a lane for me to go down. I feel like we exercised that well. Like.
And then when does movement start for you then?
The movement was late. The movement was 05-ish. 05-ish, could have been early 06, but I think it was 05. But it's mad because I met Getz in 04.
Yeah.
I met Getz in 04. He was doing what he was doing.
Yeah, in fact, yeah. Tell me the whole journey, everyone meeting everyone. How did it go? Yeah.
All right, cool. So from what I remember, right, I met Getz at Eskimo dance. So me and Wiley went Eskimo dance. And I think Getz and Marcus Nasty happened to jump in the car I was driving. And then we kind of just was cool from that day. We stayed in contact.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing with Nasty Crew. I was doing whatever I was doing. And then years have passed. And then I met Scorcher through Dollar. So they were in a crew called Cold Blooded, North London. So yeah, Scorcher came over.
And this is all just on the music.
Yeah, so literally it's like Scorcher was building his buzz, killing it, like coming from North, mashing up the radio on East, going home. He brought Wretch. But it's like we was linking up making songs, but it wasn't a movement.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a crew. And it was like we decided to make a collective, but we were clear on like, this ain't a group, this is not a crew. We're all doing what we're doing.
So we're all individual artists, but we slightly moved together sometimes.
Yeah. And I feel like at that time, we all had our own buzzes that were quite big. And it just made sense. It made sense, man. It was like it was a big moment in this scene of ours, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like probably 05, early 2006 is when, it all formulated.
All sort of kicked off and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
So then in this whole journey, at what point does Good Old Days come?
Good Old Days
How
comes...
far after?
Good Old Days comes, I believe, like second or third month into 2006.
Okay.
We release it then anyway.
Yeah.
We released
that
it
was a
then.
big buzz. I remember at the time, at least for us, I felt like this was massive sort of thing at the time.
It was a big tune.
Yeah.
It was a big tune. Do you know what it was? I feel like, so from that point, I always would, the nostalgia was my thing. So if you play Good Old Days now, it's like it just sounds old school.
Yeah.
But at the time, it sounded old school as well.
At the same time.
Do you know what I mean? But I feel like I meshed really well with Rough Squad Productions. So I believe, Rapid made that. Do you know what I mean? So it's been a long run.
Yeah.
It's been a long run.
This is only like
Literally.
a brief part of the issue, but I love having these conversations because when you're young, especially we didn't have access to information like that back then. So for me, this was in East, so you can hear a little bit of stuff. And I remember when I went secondary school, we had boys come from Stratford Plaster to our school.
Yeah.
Further down the road, that London road, like going towards Essex way.
Yeah.
So then we'll hear stories coming from them, but it wasn't like now where everything's just out on the net sort of thing. So I love asking these questions because these are the ones I was thinking about at the time. What other key points of your early days would you say changed the game? Like, do you remember, like, even if it was someone else's song that came or someone getting a deal, do you remember those sorts of stuff?
Yeah, I believe Pow was massive at the time. A lot of people was doing 8-bar rhythm. So when Channel U was popping,
Yeah.
there was loads of tunes, man. I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Boya D. They had like the Gash by the Hour tune.
Yeah.
There was
Gash by the Hour.
there was a lot of big tunes, bruv. Like a lot of moments where I feel like people started to make more songs than worrying about going on the radio and having a different 8-bar or whatever to spray. But like significant moments, I would definitely say like a Power, like when Dizzy got signed or when Kano got signed. And then it was like at first they were sort of like signing 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
It was just like 1 and 2 of you could go through and you had to just wait for your time. But at that time, everyone wanted to be signed, sort of. Now it's a complete different day whereby no one's got to jeopardize or change the style of music that they want to make to give to the world. We can kind of just get direct to consumer and just do our own thing. So it's elevation, man.
It's a sort of day. That's cool. And at them times, did you have dreams of this being full-time?
No.
Could you dream like that? No, you couldn't.
Do you know what it is? I just think I kind of landed into something where I was kind of good at.
Yeah.
And people would take to me for putting out what I put out. But I've always been someone that's been pretty popular just in my area and whatever. So I just kind of took it as that. It was something I was cool at doing, but I was just doing other stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like it didn't really I didn't look at it as a business
Yeah.
until later on.
I feel like at that generation you couldn't really, but I feel like now someone could.
But you could though.
You
'cause
think
Dizzy
so?
and them did.
But Dizzy was
You
like,
get what? No, but
they
he
led
did.
the way. Oh, so he knew.
Think
he
about
knew.
it.
Okay.
If he was 17 when he dropped his album, and had obviously sat down and put his album together while no one knew that he was doing that, he saw. He saw. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So there are some people that did see.
Okay.
People were running around obviously doing their bookings and getting it in the moment, but I believe that he saw 10 years ahead.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like for people that did pave the way, but big up So Solid and everyone else that came before that as well, there are people that saw the way. So if you are good at something and people are taking to your music, you know what I'm saying? Music's universal, but people are taking to it, people are buying tickets, people are buying. It's a business.
Yeah.
Deal with your business and package it properly and give them the business and the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
That's where we're at now. That's where we're at today with Top Tier.
Okay, yeah, so let's bring it to today, right? What do you think of the music scene now? What do you like? What do you see the influences of what was happening back then to now? What do you assess? What's your assessment of stuff right now?
You're just UK, you're saying?
Yeah, UK.
I think we're in a good place because it's like there's so many different genres now. So a lot of people may have listened to grime and started out writing like grime lyrics or whatever, but there's so many sub-genres off of that genre. So like everyone can just do their thing now and be creative and express how they want to do it.
Yeah.
Which I think is wonderful. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, facts, 100%.
So now it's like, I feel like at the start, maybe the Gallem didn't really have nothing to listen to, really, in the UK. But now, if I go into a club, I don't go clubbing much. I'm older. But yeah, when I do go, it's nice to be able to hear music from the UK being played and everyone's having a great time.
So was it not like that before?
Nah, of course it wasn't.
Okay, so just American.
Nah, because it was like, it was think of how the grime music was. Don't get me wrong, there was girl fans, obviously, but it was more of a
energy,
type of thing.
hype, sort of, yeah.
And not some girls want to have a wine. Like you can't wine to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like it's nice now to, even for myself, bro, like to hear my things in a club or something that Gets might drop or people that I've come up with drop and it's in the clubs now because generally what we were making before, we didn't understand it at the time.
Yeah.
They weren't fitting in there. Even though my stuff's been a bit more like
melodic,
yeah,
smoother,
yeah, it's been smoother. Still, sometimes there must have been things that was missing that was stopping it from being played in these places.
Connecting and whatnot. It's
But
definitely a different landscape now, man.
Yeah, like so. I think to answer your question, I think that the UK music is in a great place at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just building. It seems to be building by the year. It's good.
Your favorite newer artist?
Favorite new artist?
Or newer, like, so not the people you came up with?
I like the dark old tune.
Yeah, Gangster. Yeah.
J Huss is cold, obviously. I listen to Tiggs the Author a lot, though.
Okay.
I think he's probably like one of the best that we have.
He's a different sort of musician.
Yeah, he's very, very cold.
Yeah.
Very cold. Westerner sick as well. Like, there's a lot of people, man. I'm not going to mention anyone I come up with because that's maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? I might be being a bit biased, but yeah.
There's a few people you're into.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. You're giving me a few names.
You know what I mean?
Giving me
but
a few
if I'm
names.
just totally honest, when I'm rolling and driving, I listen to Rare Grooves, bro.
Okay.
That's my thing. That's what I grew up on. I'm like an old soul. That's what I listen to.
I see. That's probably where a lot of your nostalgia, you like older sort of sound sort of thing.
It's my dad, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I grew up in a household where my dad's been DJing like forever. Do you know what I mean? So when I was a kid, he's playing out. That's what they used to call it, playing out with his record boxes, coming in 2, 3 a.m. So I'm just used to vinyls everywhere, headphones, mic, everywhere, like music non-stop, bro.
Yeah.
But the music I grew up on obviously wasn't the music I was creating when I started.
At the time.
Do you know what I mean? So I felt that it was important to sort of fuse all the things that I've grown up on.
Yeah, could you hear the sound?
And package them on this album. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's the music style is wide ranged.
Okay. We're going to talk about the album in a minute, but what about outside of music? What does life look like for you?
Oh, it's amazing, man. I've got some children. You know what I'm saying? We're building. It's lovely. Good family. It's nice, man.
Do you do business on the side? You got your hands in?
Yeah,
Couple stuff.
we always try to do different things, man. You can't always rely on one source of income. So I've always been someone that's done loads of different things. Hence probably why our music's never been at the forefront like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're blessed, man, and we want to just continue to add different things and build the pie.
Sick. Makes sense. Top tier. The album's out now. The response I've heard on my side, just through like the musical circles that I've been in and stuff, everyone loves this album. What's it been like for you?
Same, bro.
Same.
It's been the same, bro. It's been the same, but you know what? It feels good to, I've said it many times, it's like it was sort of like there was a weight on my shoulder, but not because I felt pressured or nothing like that. It was just, imagine having all the, imagine you've got the coldest project on your computer, right?
Yeah.
And everyone tweets you or you bump into people and they keep asking you when they can have this album. But when you keep telling them next week, next month, 2 months, 3 months, it's done, but you're not dropping it, they don't even believe you, bro.
Yeah.
They don't believe you. You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't think you got it like that.
Exactly. And then it's like you're only as cold as your last thing that you dropped. So it's like it was frustrating to be telling people the same answers and it seemed like there was no movement. But what I understand is like, obviously there's a process to the business to make sure everything's right before we do give them something. And I learned that on this journey. Dropping mixtapes and whatever else before, it's almost like it's a serious project, but it's not.
Yeah.
So you're not being so intricate before you put something out. Like, you get a couple mixes, whatever, you give them the music and it's done. With this, I knew how much of a moment it could be. So I knew how much getting it right was important. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, and I feel like us waiting and everybody getting it in 2020 was the best decision that we made. Yeah.
So from when the first track was done to the last track, how long was that actual process? Because obviously it's been 15 years we've been waiting, but from first track to, and not in terms of chronological order, I mean completed tracks, when did you start and finish? How long did it take, basically?
All right, so we started, I think we started officially, we had the conversation that we're starting in 2017, back end. But some songs that are on there are from before that.
Okay.
Like one or two. One or two are from before that. Mercston definitely. Mercston was made in 2016.
Oh, for
I
real?
made that in 2016. So it's like we were building music, but we didn't know if we was going to do an EP.
Yeah.
A mixtape, and that's just me running away from calling it the album. That's why we've had the conversation.
Yeah.
You're like tape, and I'm like album, bro.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference, and I feel like people run away from wanting to call something an album because this is it. You're gonna get critiqued properly for this. This is, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, to answer your question, I say officially 2017, but like some songs are a bit before. But we finished in 2018.
Okay.
So 2018, so 2018 I was finished, right? But originally Flexing and Balmain was on the album. And then time was passing and I'm still recording. And then I thought, you know what, we can just use those two as like warm-up tracks, it's fine.
Yeah.
The album's not gonna come this year. I understood that it wasn't gonna happen in 2018, even though I got my mix back, I think, in May 18. And then we got another mix back in 2019. So we've been ready. I think since 2018, 2 tracks was added.
Okay.
2 new tracks.
Yeah.
So other tracks have been subtracted and added, but they were already recorded.
Already done, yeah. So not a lot of new recording.
No, but what I will say is, up until last year, everything was probably at like, I don't know, 65, 70%.
Yeah.
But we thought it was 100% at one stage.
Oh.
But then when you keep re-listening, and you're understanding how music is outside, the level of everything now, you start just getting more in tune and just being intricate and making sure that this is a perfect package to put out.
Really, I feel
and that
like
takes time, and that's what I'm saying.
This.
I'm in that, learning that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when I make another one, it's not going to take that long.
Might not be as long.
It's not going to take that long.
Yeah.
It's not going to take that long. So the recording process wasn't long, but getting everything right was long. But you got to remember, it's availability of your producers, your team that you work with. Hold that, big up Inc, because without them, like, the album wouldn't be what it is. Those are like my go-tos. I'm with them. We work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, without going through the process, you don't kind of know how long it's going to take in the end.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if you've got your concepts, I feel like the next album will bang it out in a few months.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
You mentioned Mercston there. You said it's been done from time before.
Yeah.
What is sort of the streets influencing your music, the culture, and everyone around you?
For me, it's like when I was in school, they was releasing quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like what they was releasing was completely different to everyone else. Like, one of my favourite songs from them is Weak Become Heroes. I don't know if you've heard that tune. But that's like a favourite of mine. But it seemed like they was just linking up with the man them, and the man them are doing their thing on it, but they're still doing what they do. But it just sounds authentic, though. It worked. They had a song called Fit But Unite back in the day as well. I think Kano, Deneo, and Tinchy was on it.
Yeah.
So like, there's been, do you know what I'm saying? But then you got blinded by it. Do you know what I'm saying? There's been so many rhythms. But then I just felt like when I heard this particular instrumental, I actually was doing my ironing that day. Like, that's the opening line. Like, I actually was. It's weird because I'm ironing, and then it's like, I don't know if you've ever written lyrics before, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm ironing, I'm saying something, it's like, all right, cool. Just done me ironing, and I feel like, the flow's black. All right, where am I taking this? You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like it was cool to tell a story.
Love a story.
And just enjoy it. And I'm not a comedian, but like, enjoy it and sort of like put it together in a way where a lot of people can relate to this because they've been through it. Like, you've been in a toilet before where boss man's asking for £1 or £2 for one little spray or a little chewing gum. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in that, and then someone's talking some rubbish. Look how long Brexit's been going on.
Yeah.
I said, look, 2016, I said that then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've just kind of come to the end of that now. So, but it still works and is fitting to today. So yeah, I feel like that song's probably the most artistic track on the album. I enjoyed putting that together.
Yeah, it sounds like the song sounds fun, but it's a song at the same time. Like, you didn't subtract any of it being a song to make it like that makes sense.
Because even like talking to my manager after it was finished and stuff, and was like listening to it, and production had been tweaked and whatever, he's like, you know what, maybe we could put a chorus on it. And I was like, nah, the story can't be broken. It has to stay how it is. However they take to it is how they take to it. But I think that this is how we got to give it to them.
Okay, fair play, man.
Yeah, it was the right thing to do.
Top tier as well, the album track and title, Gets and Devlin. Talk to me about this song. Because when I heard this song, I said, yes, this is what we've needed. Talk to me about this song. And in one word, who has the best verse?
I got the best verse. My verse is the best.
Your verse is the best.
Do you know
verse,
what's mad? Yeah, me and Gets had this debate the other day in the studio. Like, he was actually really passionate when he was saying that he had the best verse. Like, you know when you look at your brethren and he's vexed, he was like, bro, man can't question my pen. Like, I'm like, are you mad, bro? Do you know what I said? Should we write these down and have a look at it? But that's the kind of debates that we have. It's always banter. It's just, we're competitive. But not ideally, in the end, we know that no one's verse is going to be weak. No one's going to have a weak verse. Everyone's verse is going to be strong. And it's just going to be preference. But I feel like we all push each other.
Yeah.
But that song came about. It's weird because Scorcher was actually on the tune first. It was Scorcher's song. So I built the song off of Scorcher being on it, and then by the time he was back around, he wanted to release his bit by himself.
Okay.
So then it was just me and Gets that was left on the track. So Scorcher's verse was 2016 or 2017. My verse is 2017. Even though my verse is still the best verse. Yeah. So my verse is 2017, then Gets' was like 2019, and then Devlin did his last. So it kind of like just kind of got put together towards the back end of us like kind of finalizing the album. But we just knew we had to bar. My bar was long, so I was like, Gets, I need a 64, bro. All right, cool, no problem. Devs, what you saying? And no one really might not know, but me and Devs, the whole movement, like, although we was working together for quite long as a collective, that's actually the first track that me and Devlin are on together.
No way.
That's been released by one of us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Like
mean?
someone else's.
Yeah, like there was 5 of
like
us was on a tune with Angel a couple years ago, but this is the first time
in all these years.
All of these years, bro. So for me, that was special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cool. even though it would have been sick for Scorcher to be on the song as well, he wanted to release the song by himself. I respect that. But it would have been like, oh, cool, cold. But we've heard Merc Scorcher and Get Stoned. We've heard that many times. Like, I feel like this one is special because you ain't heard it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then we've got the visual to go with it as well, which is like a movie. So, yeah, man.
Very special song. So what you telling me? Movement, reunions off the cards? Can it ever happen?
Nah, you know that's off the cards, bro.
It's off the cards.
You know
it's
that's
off the cards. It's off the cards.
You know, like, I think everyone knows that it's off the cards. But
Yeah.
I feel like people will always hear us, 2 or 3 of us working together, which is cold. But unfortunately, you're not going to hear all 5 of us.
Fair play.
That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Moving through the album as well, we spoke about new artists or newer artists to T's and C's on the track, Geordie and Pep. How long have you guys all been knowing each other? What's the relationship there?
I've known Pep for years.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Pep's been like, you can't mess about with him in the pen, like production, everything. So I've known him for years. Geordie I've known for the last few years. He's in Vibble with Poet and some others. That song actually came about with him hitting me up to do a feature.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So 2017, I think I had a song called Lighter, untitled, with Vibba. So I'd come out a few times, we performed it, and then I see Geordie there and he's like, yo, bro, like, let me send you some stuff because I think he's sick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, whatever you got, just send it to me. Let's see if we can do something. So he sent me the track, bro. He sent me 2 tunes, yeah? Bruv. When I've listened to this one, bro, you know when you're thinking, what am I supposed to bring to this tune now? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's done what he's done. Pep's done what he's done. There's a space, but there's no space. So, you got to really think about what you're putting together. And I feel like, apart from anybody in the movement, when I'm asked to do a verse, I'm just kind of really relaxed to do the verse. Like, I always want to give the best of me, obviously, but I'm really relaxed. I don't feel like mad tested.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, I said, my brother. You know what I mean? So I said, let me take my time with it. I put something together. I just obviously just brought to the table what I feel like is my thing and what people are going to love me for doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent it back to him. He loved it, which was cold.
You sound like that's what you were telling yourself because you're thinking
like, but do you know what it is? It's like once you press send, now this could go out and then everyone thinks, Mercs, what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was really happy with my verse, but really happy with what they put down as well. I think the song as a whole is a really sick song. So anyway, I sent it back. He was happy. He was going to bring it out. And then whatever happened with his project, he knew I was bringing out an album. So he was like, do you know what, Mercs? If you want, you can have it. He don't know I was so gassed.
Yeah.
When he actually said that, in my head, I'm like, I needed that anyway. When you listen to your album and you're thinking what's missing and how you'd want it to be. And it's like, it's easy to say, I would want one of those, but recreating one of those is just not
right.
that.
Yeah.
I wanted that. Do you know what I mean? So we performed that at, I had a show in 2018 we put together for the release of Balmain. And he stepped out and performed that. And it's like, bro, no lie, like probably 10% of people in there knew him.
Mm-hmm.
There was about 5 wheel-ups, bro. And he's first.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's like, who's this? Who is, like... So I knew before that.
Yeah.
But I knew at that point, 100% this has to be on my album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's probably like, when I'm in that mood, the gas mood, that's my favourite song to listen to. On the album, bro.
Sick.
You know what I mean?
For people that haven't actually, listened to the album in full, they're probably listening in the radio right now.
Yeah.
What is the message behind the album, would you say?
The message for me was just to be able to give music that I regard as top tier. I work with top tier artists on there, producers. Some status is here, some status is lower. But ultimately, I just felt like everyone involved is top tier.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to take the music away, enjoy it on your journeys or your travels or whatever, and just appreciate that regardless sometimes of numbers or popularity or whatever, music is music and this music is cold. And that's what I wanted them to take in. And I feel like we've ticked that off now. It's done.
Ticked that off the lots. Dancehall influences are heavy as well. You mentioned your dad.
Yeah.
DJing earlier before. It
Yeah.
was nice to see you in a rounded sense. Like you said, you brought all the genres together. Lots
Yeah.
of tunes on there. You and Gigs got one too.
Yeah,
Stone Love. Do you remember the impact of Gigs in the industry?
Ah, of course. Of course, I've been named Gigs from before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when, so back in the day, like 05 times, Buck would always bring around these mixtapes and stuff, because I known Buck for ages. Do you know what I mean? So it was good to see, because you got to remember, Giggs' flow is completely different to everybody.
Everyone. Yeah, that's why I talk about the influence. Like when you first just came and changed.
So imagine
everything.
like, he's always, that's why I rate him so much. Like, he's always stuck to what he does, no matter what shift is happening.
Yeah.
He ain't changing his thing. His thing is his thing. But obviously then in, I think, 2007, Talking the Hardest came.
Yeah.
And I feel like people started listening more from that point. But you got to remember, he's coming out in a time where everyone's listening to faster spitting music. Like Grime's really popping or whatever. So his journey's been mad, man.
It's been crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it was good to be able to get him involved in the album, especially on a track like that, with it being named Stone Love, with it having the samples and stuff, because I know that Stone Love in his household when he's growing up would have been a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's heritage for us. So it was good to involve him on that track there.
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks with dancehall influences as well, which is nice to see. You
Yeah.
and Lou Ray got on, you and Colin.
Yeah,
Like,
I wanted to do that.
if I could play this album in full for you guys right now, I would do it, because you need to experience it in full. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's easy to. I hope people will hear us talking about it and go like, "Nah, let me go and check this out, man."
Yeah, of course. Like me and my manager say, like, it was like putting the album together, especially in the order that it's in. The purpose of it was for people to be able to take it away and feel like they're on a plane and they're hopping from country to country, but there's no turbulence. Like, it's just smooth.
Sick.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like the skits help with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The skits help with that. But even on Facts, that's my uncle. My uncle's doing that skit.
Oh, okay.
That's just us on Boxing Day at my nan's. And he's talking about whatever he's talking about.
Yeah.
Them know me. I'm fucking, you know what I'm saying? So it's authentic, bro.
Yeah, it's your life.
It's authentic. And I just felt like, because it's my first album, although it's taken however long for me to bring this album out, I wanted to make sure that when they do get this, you get a piece of me and my culture.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are we gonna go from Stone Love and One and Only to Merc Skinner?
Yeah.
We can do that because that has been me. That's my culture.
That's
You
your
know what I mean? I grew up in
experience,
East London with the geezers. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted them to feel and understand a bit of Mercston.
Yeah.
And that.
I definitely think they have. And even going towards the end of the album, the vulnerability on it is crazy. I wanted to know, is the music therapy for you, or do you feel a way of when you're putting it out, if that makes sense?
I think it's always been therapy. Music, I think for every artist is probably therapy, but you don't really look at it and think about it as that. But a lot of the times, if you don't talk, I don't really talk much.
Yeah.
Like, I talk, but I don't talk much like about things too much. I'm just easy. So I feel like it's probably been my therapy for all these years, and that's probably why I don't talk that much. Because I feel like when I lay what I lay, I'm having you're having a conversation with yourself, but the world can hear it when you press send or you press upload or whatever. So yeah, it is.
It's therapy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. It's been a long journey so far, and it feels like, because this is the first album, it's almost the start of something again, sort of thing. What are you saying moving forward?
What I'm saying moving forward
what's the plan?
We're gonna tour. So we're gonna take this music around the country. We're gonna let people enjoy it how I enjoyed it when I was making it. Then we're gonna give you more music. So basically, what I'm saying is, I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, basically. But yeah, this does really feel like the start of something. As I said, like, releasing a lot of projects beforehand that have been cool, and they've, you know what I'm saying, they've kept some sort of relevance. But we're in a different realm now.
Yeah.
Like, sonically, the music's different. It's different. So not everything's sick today, but I feel like a lot of the new wave artists have got a ear for what works and what the general public are going to be taken to.
Yeah.
They've got that.
Yeah.
And that's a special thing to have, bro.
Because that's what I mean. I was talking about the whole, did you know it was a thing? So maybe Dizzy got that from early, but I feel like people making music now,
Yeah.
the landscape is so like, if I do this, this could work and it could do that.
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
thing.
But think about it. So imagine being an artist now, and there's the NSGs, there's who else? There's the Young T Buzzy. There's all different styles there's all different artists that are putting together songs properly though.
Yeah.
Like proper songs, bruv. Yeah? Start to end. You know what I'm saying? With the middle eights, with this, with that.
Structure, everything, yeah.
It wasn't like that before. So now it's like you've got so much to listen to and learn from. If you don't want to listen to American artists,
Yeah.
you can go to the UK and learn.
Facts.
Before, you were learning how to bar. You weren't learning how to put together
How to make songs. And that's the difference.
You know what I mean? So making songs, I feel like in that era was difficult because you never really had no one to learn from. Bro.
Yeah.
You had to just try a thing.
It's true.
But now it's
true.
different, bruv. Now do you know what I'm saying? When I listen to some of these Young Don songs, I feel like sometimes I'm like, this tune's really simple, but it works. And I felt like, yeah, coming from where we've come from, we kind of want everything to be technically sick.
Yeah, and
it
even
doesn't
like
need to be technically. Doesn't have to
be.
You can say cold stuff, but in a way where it's easy to digest.
Yes.
You want to listen to a song that maybe after listening to it one time, you know something from that song and you could say it. You see, before it weren't like that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta keep. You need
listening
to
back and then catch.
Yeah, and that's long. Who's got time?
Yeah.
If you're in a dance drinking a juice, you ain't
got time to analyze the lyrics.
You don't have time for that. This needs to be easy to digest. You say your thing back, you go home. So I respect the new generation for finding that. I don't know how they found it, but they found something, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.